Five reasons why you should make mistakes. Should you keep making mistakes? Is it okay to make mistakes? Should you make all the possible mistakes you can while you can? In this video, we're going to be talking about reasons why you should make mistakes. If you've ever had an issue with mistakes, if you've ever wondered why do you keep making mistakes, if you ever feel bad about making mistakes, then you're really going to love these videos. Hi, my name is Felix. Welcome to episode number 7. I'm going to be your host today. And today's video, we're going to be talking about why it's important to make mistakes. We're going to talk about the reasons why we should make mistakes. The last video I shot a few days ago, we talked about why it's important to make mistakes. And today we're going to talk about 5 reasons why you should keep making mistakes. I personally have had my fair share of mistakes. Certain mistakes I've done consistently. And one day I woke up and I said, okay, enough is enough. I think this is a mistake. So I need to change this, right? If you found yourself too, like going down that hole of making these mistakes over and over, making the same mistakes over and over, and wondering why things are the way they are, then let's figure this out today. Let's figure this out. So why is making mistakes okay? What I'm going to do right now is I'm going to share my screen. I share my screen so I can show you guys, share with you guys the 5 reasons. And reason number 4 is my all-time favorite. It's my all-time favorite. Here we go. So making mistakes is a natural and inevitable part of learning process and growth process, right? The sooner you make all the mistakes that you have to make, the better it is. You don't want to wait till you get to your later years. Let's say you don't want to wait till you're in your 20s, your 30s, your 40s, your 50s, your 60s, and 70s, and realize that, oh, you skipped this part of your life. You skipped making mistakes. You were so afraid to make mistakes. Therefore, you didn't learn anything along the way. Or if you've made mistakes, you've never learned from it. So let's get straight to the 5 reasons. So here are the 5 reasons. Reason number 4 is my all-time favorite. So stay to the end to find this out. Number 1, mistakes gives you the option to learn. It becomes a learning opportunity, right? I believe every mistake is preparing you for something greater. Every mistake you make gives you the opportunity to be able to evolve into somebody who can do things better the next time. Because if you don't make mistakes, you're really not going to learn. Of course, some things you don't want to make mistakes on, but some things you have to learn by making mistakes. Now, I know sometimes parents, this is common with parents, especially new parents, especially the men too. The men normally want to protect their kids very much. They don't want their kids to either fall or to hurt themselves or to make certain mistakes. So parents, especially dads, become very protective in that sense. And they try to protect the kid from experiencing life, and by so doing you're preventing the kid from learning and experiencing life on their own. You're preventing them and taking away the opportunity for them to learn, right? So just as a young kid needs to be able to learn by making mistakes, so do we as grown-ups. We need to be able to learn by making mistakes, right? So if that element of making mistakes is taken away from our lives, we are not going to be able to learn, right? So this becomes a learning opportunity for each and everybody. So don't be afraid to make mistakes, right? Every time you make a mistake, do not beat yourself up. Embrace that, embrace it, and correct yourself, right? As you move forward, learn from that mistake and go forward. If you do not learn from the mistakes that you've made, now this is where it becomes an issue, right? You're not going to be able to grow and evolve into a better version of yourself, right? So look at these mistakes as a learning opportunity that's going to pave the way for you to better yourself, or for you to get to the next level whereby you become, a stronger, a better version of yourself. Now, number 2, building resilience. How does mistake build resilience, right? Mistakes provide valuable learning experiences. As we said, when you make mistakes, you have the opportunity to understand what went wrong, why it happened, and how to correct it, right? Now, this process of self-reflection and analysis contribute significantly to personal and intellectual growth, right? Let me read this again. This process of self-reflection and analysis contributes significantly to personal and intellectual growth. My other video a few days ago, I talked about being able to reflect on everything you do, right? Being able to reflect on your day, being able to reflect on your week, being able to reflect on your month and your year, right? Now, when you get into the habit of reflection, right? Let's say you look back through your day and you realize that, oh, I made a mistake. I didn't say sorry to so and so. I was on the wrong. I was supposed to do this, but I didn't do this. I tried doing this, but I failed. When you take the time to look back, right, and reflect on all these things, this eventually will shape your character. Once you begin to realize that, I need to start doing things a certain way. I need to be able to see the mistakes that I've made so that I can actually start, rectifying all these, right? And this accumulation of all these things will allow you to build resilience over time, right? You build resilience over time. Reason number 3, innovation and creativity, right? Many groundbreaking discoveries has come as a result of mistakes. Have you ever found yourself doing something wrong and then you tried a few more times and then before you know it, you figured it out? Something exciting, something exhilarating, something new came out of that mistake. Have you ever found yourself going down that road and then finding something new? Take, for example, the other day I was wondering, how can I solve this problem, right? This was a problem that I needed to figure it out. So basically, I tried it a few times. I made mistakes around it. And then I told myself, you know what? Let me put this thing down. Let me step back a little bit. I went outside. Then I came back and I said, okay, how can I solve this problem properly without stressing myself? So what I did, I just sat there and I was looking at my work. And then all of a sudden, I started getting all these ideas coming into my head, how to solve this problem, right? In a way, it was like because I failed many times trying to do this thing, my brain just kind of decided to open up in that sense of creativity. It just gave me the ability to be able to see different ways on how I can solve this problem. Therefore, so I went from making mistakes a few times to figuring out how to solve this thing, right? Take, for example, someone like Thomas Edison. Now, they say Thomas Edison failed 10,000 times. See, all the lights I'm using in here, right? The lights, the electricity, the lights, all the light bulbs came as a result of this guy failing 10,000 times. Can you imagine how resilient someone like that could be, right? Picture yourself. Are you willing or will you be able to try one thing or something 10,000 times? Would you? I probably wouldn't try something 10,000 times. That's the truth. What about you? Would you try something 10,000 times just like Edison did? And then eventually he figured it out, right? He figured it out. And right now, he's long gone, but we have light bulbs that we enjoy because that they say that was his invention. That creativity and innovation came from him making mistakes 10,000 times. If you're passionate about something, if you love something, and if you enjoy something, do not be afraid to make mistakes. Go out there and make as many mistakes as you possibly can, right? It's these mistakes that will allow you to open up your brain and creativity. In my other video, I talked about, I should probably connect this video somewhere on here. In my other video, I talked about how we have the ability to create something out of nothing. God has given us that strength. God has given us that creativity since He's a creator and we all come from Him. So He's given us that ability to be able to create. I also mentioned how the Wright brothers were able to come up with the idea of an airplane and fly in the air, right? This is like my all-time favorite examples, the Wright brothers. And now today I'm talking about Thomas Edison coming up with the light bulb. There's so many people that I can mention here, right? Ask yourself, are you going to be one of these guys who creates something amazing? It doesn't have to be something grand like coming up with the light bulb or creating planes or going to the space, but it has to be something that you want to create. But what I want you to understand is that it's okay for you to go make mistakes. It's okay for you to go make a fool of yourself. It's okay for you to ignore what people say if you strongly believe that this is what your destiny is, that this is what you're meant to do. It's okay to make these mistakes because at the end of it, right? At the end of it, this is where your creativity and innovation is going to come into place. And once you begin to tap into that creativity, you'll be amazed at how many things, how many ideas, how your brain becomes very creative and the things you'll be able to come up with. Right? So if you want to leave something behind, if you want to leave a legacy for generations and generations to come, then you have to allow yourself to start making mistakes, right? You have to allow yourself, give yourself permission to start doing things, right? And as you go along, learn from these mistakes, correct yourself, and don't repeat the same mistakes, but make mistakes. Just don't repeat the same mistakes, right? So, innovation and creativity. Now, let's go to number 4. This is my favorite. It says, reason number 4 why it's okay to make mistake is fostering a growth mindset, right? Let me just read this for you guys. Embracing mistakes is the fundamental aspects of developing a growth mindset. People with a growth mindset see challenges and failures as opportunities to learn and improve rather than as indications of their inherent abilities. This mindset, this mindset fosters a positive attitude towards learning and personal development. Embracing mistakes is a fundamental aspect of developing a growth mindset, right? People with a growth mindset see challenges and failures as opportunities, right? So ask yourself, will you allow yourself to foster a growth mindset? Hmm? Will you allow yourself to see this failure as an opportunity to grow? Will you allow yourself to have that innovativeness, right, from failure? Because if, let's say, if you decide to avoid failing at all cost, what's going to be the outcome? You're going to miss out on all these 4 things. Again, let me rewind so I can show you all the 4 things. Number 1, learning opportunities, right? Number 2, building resilience. Number 3, innovation and creativity. Number 4, fostering a growth mindset. Now, I say this is my favorite because I personally consider myself as a student of life, right? I'm never content because I know there's always things that I can learn, things that I can incorporate in my life to help me get to the next level, right? Let's say if I'm talking about health and fitness, I need to be able to know as many things as I can. I need to be able to understand health. I need to be able to understand fitness so that as I live my life and as I grow, I'm able to maintain my body, the temple, right? I talked about how I made a mistake a year or 2 years ago. I worked so hard, I neglected taking care of my body and myself. Then I went from 180 pounds to about 115, 120 pounds, right? That's a big increase because I forgot to take care of myself. I was so focused on working that I forgot to take care of myself. This is what happens when you make mistakes. But now I've learned from this mistake. I've learned that, hey, I've made this mistake. Yes, it's okay to make mistakes. Yes, we are humans. And yes, I'm telling you that you have permissions to go and make mistakes. So go make mistakes. The sooner you make them, the better it is, so that you don't have to make that in your later years. So I've learned from this experience that now I need to operate properly. I need to come up with innovative ways to be able to avoid these mistakes so I don't gain more weight, right? They call this a dad bod or daddy bod, papa, right? Dad bod. This is what happens when you become a parent. You find yourself gaining all these weights because you're so much focused on family. Sometimes you forget to take care of yourself. So if you're in this boat, if you're like me right now, right, and you really want to get back to the best shape of your life, first things first, you need to realize that yes, you made a mistake. Acknowledge the fact that, okay, you can do something to improve this condition, right? You can do something to get you into the best shape of your life. There are things you can do. Okay. So don't beat yourself up. Give yourself permission. It's okay to make mistakes. Don't listen to people when they criticize you when you make mistakes. Just trust in yourself. Right. Remember these 5 things I talked about in this video. Innovation, resilience, right? Fostering a growth mindset, and all the others. Remember these 5 things as you move forward and make these mistakes. It's okay to make mistakes. So make them sooner, right? Make them as many times as you want. One thing I want to share with you too is this. Remember, if you can say, this week, I have this project coming up, or I want to achieve this goal. And then you sit down and say, let me make as many mistakes as I possibly can this week by trying, of course. Not that you intentionally going out to make mistakes, but you're taking the necessary actions because you want to achieve this goal. So you say, I want to make these many mistakes this week so that I can get mistakes out of the way. So whatever is left is just a smooth sail for you to get to the destination you want to be. Or you can say, I don't want to make all the mistakes this week. Let me prolong this project, or let me prolong this thing to a 1 year time frame. And as the year goes, you keep making mistakes all through the year. Or you can say, let me make all these mistakes in 1 month, 1 week, make most of the mistakes or all of them. And then whatever's left is a smooth sail. So this is my message, right? This is my message. It's okay to make mistakes. Number 5, humility and empathy. Making mistakes humbles individuals and promotes empathy towards others who may be facing similar challenges, right? Let's say you made a mistake, they made a mistake. It just kind of develops humility and empathy because let's say once you made this mistake and you have this experience and you have somebody coming up and they're making the same mistakes, you'll have a much better understanding and you'll be more empathetic towards them because you know what it feels like to be in that situation, right? You know what it feels like. So you're not going to be judgmental. You're not going to be rude. You're going to actually encourage them that it's okay, you made these mistakes. And you can tell them, hey, I made these mistakes too. So it's perfectly natural. We're all humans, right? This all comes when being able to make mistakes. But if you don't make that mistakes, you're not going to be able to walk into so and so's shoes, right? But if you have made these mistakes, then you'll fully understand. But there are other people who naturally have humility and they're empathetic, even though they haven't made that exact same mistakes, they still understand that yes, we are all humans and we make mistakes, and that it's okay to make mistakes. Therefore, they have more humility and they're more empathetic, so they're more understanding, right? So be a good human being. Go out there and be good. Encourage people to be the best they can. When someone makes a mistake, don't beat them up. Be the support, right? Support them, help them, encourage them, advise them, right? Tell them, yes, you'll be there for them, right? Because we all need somebody to lift us up when we're down. So be the light that shines, be the light in people's lives. It's very cheap. It's very cheap to be the light. It doesn't cost anything. It just costs you being there. And at the end of it, that is going to be so good for your spirit when you start having humility, when you're empathetic towards people, when you're just a good human being, right? A good, assertive human being. So, this is all I wanted to share with you guys today. Remember to watch the first video that I shot about is it okay to make mistakes? And now in this video, I say it is okay to make mistakes. And I gave you these 5 reasons, right? Now, real quick, here are the 5 reasons. Reason number 1, learning opportunity. Reason number 2, building resilience. innovative and creativity, fostering a growth mindset, and then humility and empathy, right? All these things will help you, right? This will help you. So, this is my message today. This is my message. Go out there, make the mistakes, and just be good. The sooner you make those mistakes, the better you are. Yeah. Yeah. So, thank you all again for staying with me up to today. I'll see you guys in tomorrow's video. Make the best of everything you have. This is an opportunity that we all have. Not everybody got this opportunity today, but we have this opportunity. So if you're watching this video, remember and know that you have this opportunity. You have this gift of life that you need to embrace it and make the best of it, right? Make the best of it. So I want to thank you again for watching this video. This is your host, Felix. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Stay blessed and be good. Speak soon. Cheers.